Hi, Dalen. So this is order 5796 for a general reading. I went back and reread your message that you sent me through the shop. Let's go through my little spiel first. So I have my computer here. That's where I'm getting your energy from. Okay. So I would recommend to watch this by yourself. And then if you would like to share it with others, then you are more than welcome to. It's your reading. You can watch it as many times as you wish. You can fast forward it. You can rewind it. However many times you feel is needed. Now, this is in the moment energy. This is not, like, again, my cards come out like past, present, and future, but the future's not set in stone because as soon as you start making decisions, then things are going to change. But this is like energy that I'm reading as of right now. Okay, so I don't know. I'm going to be point blank with you. I'm always very honest with these readings. I will let you know as the cards come out how I'm feeling and what's coming to my mind. But given your note that you had given me, I don't know if this is the best option. Whether you get a reading from me or whether you get a reading from other individuals, it's your life and however you wish to live it. Only you can control your actions and your words and how you come across. And I don't know if you're in professional help at all, but that might be the best avenue for you. I don't know if you have tried it in the past. I don't know if that is financially available to you, but that might be better than doing card readings. Just throwing that out there because you got a lot going on and it feels very heavy and chaotic. And even before I read your note, I was like, I don't know. So again, I'm going to see what comes out, see what else happens, but this might be beyond what any card reader could do. You know what I mean? Because we can only do so much because it's you that has to do the actions. It's you that has to do the work in order for it to turn around. You know what I mean? So I hope this isn't coming across mean. I hope this isn't coming across like I'm not capable, that sort of thing. It's just sometimes I have my certain limitations, just like everybody else. And if somebody says that they can fix it, I would not believe them, to be perfectly honest. Even like any spell worker that says that they can fix it, I would not believe them. Do not throw your money away with that. I was actually, before I even started the video, I was debating whether to message you and say, I can't help you. I'm going to refund your money. But I feel like there will be some benefit out of this. That's why I'm doing it, okay? Because I have refused readings before. But this is just one of those times where I'm going to actually follow through with it just to make sure, okay? So the first card that comes out is the Anger card. So it kind of sets the tone of the reading. But again, it's your life. It's however you wish to live it. And only you can control your realm of things, okay? You can't control other individuals. And I think there's a disconnect on a lot of levels with you, with what's going on. And you got to get into the right headspace to get things moving, okay? So, yeah, faith in reverse. So you are wishing and praying and hoping that there is a cure out there and that there is someone that is going to be able to help you. But you're in denial about it because it's been ongoing for quite a while. So, again, it's one of those things that you have to maybe put the work in. Maybe some self-help books may help too, to kind of get in the right headspace to appreciate what you have in your life right now, the here and now. You cannot think about future problems because I have a feeling that you're fixating on future problems and you're fixating on the past. The past is in the past. Learn from the past, leave it in the past, and move on. All we have is the here and now, okay? I'm being this tough love, man. All we have is the here and now, and what we do and how we think and how we act sometimes it is a chemical imbalance that's going on, so we can't really control things. But what we can control, try and limit it. So try and limit the negative thinking. If you have a negative thinking, or if you feel yourself riling up, take that 2-second time out and just kind of decompress before you act on it. Okay? Because I have a feeling that you're obsessing over things. Okay? And you always have obsessed over things. And you're holding on. You're clinging onto it and you just can't let go. And you're feeling like it's finality. Like this is just it. This is the way it's going to be. This is the way that it's going to end. And I've influenced my kids with this. And they're going to be exactly like me. And it's about not looking back. Like you gotta, again, live in the here and now and escape from yourself, okay? You gotta have that time out so that you can refocus. Whatever that time out means to you, whether it's screaming in a pillow away from your kids, or screaming at the top of your lungs in the shower, or going out for a walk, or just having that breathing, like sometimes that'll calm you down. Take 3 deep breaths. You are pushing away things that matter to you because of what has gone on, and it's really stuck in your head. So you gotta get out of your head because you're too much in your head, okay? And you gotta bring that balance back, okay? Bring that balance back, and get that balancing act in order, because right now you're kind of, again, you're all over the place, okay? And it's very extreme, okay? And this is about erratic decisions. And so it even says erratic decisions, harshness, cutting off, okay? So you're having very extreme, erratic things happening that, again, I don't know if you can do this by yourself. So you may need professional help with what's going on. I don't know. But there's a lot of chaoticness that's happening, and I know that you're looking for answers from me. I'm trying to give them to you, but ultimately it's up to you. It's your decision, and it's you that has to make the switch and the click in order for it to work, in order for it to evolve into what you need it to be, okay? And present came out sideways. So this is like past, present, and future. With this one here, this is about becoming aware, being in the now. You know that it's going on. You understand that it's going on. You're aware of what's happening, but you're still allowing it to happen. So again, I don't know if it's like a chemical imbalance that's going on, or I don't know, but you know what's happening, and it is continuing to happen because you're seeing the results of it, but you're not taking the time out, the breath to get you settled, okay? Because then we got dating in this way too. So this is about this can be about like dating sites, hooking up, seeing someone, one night stands, those sorts of things. It can also be about setting a date itself on the calendar to work towards. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take months, if not years, to try and turn things around, but little things will help. So take those little baby steps. You can't take gigantic steps in order to fix everything. Focus on one thing at a time, okay? Or else you are going to feel very overwhelmed. So set those dates so that you can then work towards those dates on feeling better about yourself, okay? And then observing came out next. So observing is about like you're obsessing. It's like you're observing from a third party perspective. I think that a lot of the times that this is going on, you feel like you're kind of out of body, and you're like looking at yourself from an outside perspective of like, what am I doing? What's going on? So you need to remove yourself, and you need to remove yourself in a safe way. And then the bottom of the deck is clown. So this one here is about degrading appearances, shame, humiliation. you are going to be stuck like this if you continue down this pathway. You are going to be feeling like this in the future, as you are right now, if you don't put a stop to it. But again, I don't want to say there's no hope, because there is always hope. It's just about how you go about the problem, about everything that's going on. So let me grab another deck, one sec. As I'm shuffling this, Mental Health Association came to mind. I just looked and you are in Ontario. So there should be the Canadian Mental Health Association. Contact your doctor, or if you don't have a doctor, contact like Go Team Merge when you have a chance, and ask for a referral to the Canadian Mental Health Association. It is free, okay? There is a wait list. Didn't tell you. There is a wait list. But I have been through that program a few times myself in the past. So it's all in your perspective too. But if you can wait a little bit, that's what I would recommend, is to get a referral for the Mental Health Association to see if there is a program designed to kind of help you with this as well, if you have not reached out to them. But it was completely free when I went through the program a few times, because everybody needs a little bit of help. And then there's also BetterHelp as well. It is an online community too, but that one does cost money. So that one you kind of set your own schedule, get a therapist. You can do emails, calls, you can do voice, like video chat, those sorts of things. So there's different avenues that you can do for help in that way. And it may take a little bit of time to get the appropriate person for you, but I feel like that may help. So this one, we have masculine energy. Notice how dark this card is. You got a lot of darkness going on, and again, masculine energy is kind of coming out. So everybody has masculine energy, everybody has feminine energy. The masculine energy is more like rough, rugged, tough, la 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 energy. I feel like when you're getting worked up and stuff, this comes out. It's like a little beast that's coming out, okay? I hope this is coming across the way that I want it to, and not too harsh, but at the same time, I'm trying to get the point across. So then we have the past, lack, and suffering. This is you. Notice the posture in this. So again, you're feeling like there's no escape from this, but again, you kind of have to bring yourself out of it. So what you said in your note that oracle cards were helping you for a little bit of time. I would recommend an affirmation deck. Pull one card each day to focus on that affirmation to try and help you. Try and get you to focus on that card. If you want to try tarot, that's fine, but tarot can be very brutally honest as well, so it might even be too honest for you. So I would recommend an affirmation deck of some sort. The Miracles Now comes to mind, or Life Lessons, that one comes to mind as well. Those two decks may be helping a little bit depending once you bond with them, because disharmony, triggers, and conflict came out in reverse. So it kind of came out like this. So this one here is, again, there's a lot of disharmony going on and a lot of triggers that are going on, so you got to try and minimize those triggers as well. So if there's something, an object, I think there's objects around you that trigger you too. So I mean like mere materialistic objects. So either removing them so that they're not triggering you anymore to create the conflict. So if you're removed, then they're not going to trigger you anymore. You gotta, again, figure out what your triggers are, okay? And you gotta like keep yourself separated from the things, the here and now and what you're thinking. You gotta kind of, again, work it through. So even if you have to pause a little bit and kind of take that time out before you take action, that's going to help too. So this is reiterating as well. That renewal, that spark. Once you start recognizing those triggers, and once you recognize, like, okay, I'm starting to bubble up, I need to take a time out, it's going to spark that renewal into you so that you kind of feel like you're back in a little bit of control. But don't deceive yourself, because I feel like once you get that renewal and that spark back of like, I got the control, we're good, you gotta carry it through. Because if you don't carry it through, you're gonna digress back to where you are, okay? So don't deceive yourself, because it's gonna take a lot of time to get through this crap to get you to where you need to be, okay? So you gotta, again, get that attraction back. Retrograde kicks you in the ass. You have a really hard time during retrogrades. So Mercury retrograde especially, but I feel like when Mars is in retrograde too, you get triggered big time when Mars is in retrograde. So look up Mars retrograde, see where it lies, and see how you have, if you can recall, how you feel during that time of the retrogrades, to see if that is holding true, okay? But the bottom of this deck is karma, balance, justice again, okay? So we're reiterating the first deck. You gotta bring that balance back to yourself to have that disconnect of what's going on and what's happening, and so that you can recognize the signs, which you're already recognizing. You're just not putting it into motion to remove yourself when you are starting to feel that way. I feel like you're doing that. So you need some assistance with some of your guides. So again, Oracle decks might be where it's at, so that they can kind of help you get through this hump. Let me grab another deck, one sec. As I'm shuffling this deck, phobias came to mind. You have a lot of fear phobias that you're just worried that, like, those fears are going to come true. A lot of the things that we think that are going to come true, or scenarios that we think up in our head, I read somewhere that, like, something like 90% of them never come true. So try and ease your mind with that number, that like 90% of the time our fears and phobias never come to fruition. So for example, my son, when he was an infant, he had a choking episode with myself. I was the only one home. I called 911. Everything turned out okay. But ever since then, I have always had a fear that he is going to choke. So, and like, bad things are going to happen if he chokes because of what happened during that episode. And I blame myself for it. That was one of the things that I went through therapy for. Keep that in mind. And I try and keep that number in mind for me too, because he inhales his food and I always am concerned that he is going to choke. The likelihood that he is going to choke again is very, very minimal. It's not non-existent, but it's very, very minimal. So I need to keep that in mind. So whatever those fears or phobias are of yours, drowning comes to mind. I don't know why, but drowning, fire, those sorts of things are coming to mind with you. So what are the likelihoods of that sort of stuff coming to fruition? You know what I mean? So you kind of have to keep that in perspective as well, and keep that in check, coming from someone that has a lot of not as many as what I did, but a lot of fear phobias of what could happen. Oh, that's a lot of cards. Of what could happen and those sorts of things. Okay. So just some food for thought. Just want to throw that out there because I was thinking of it while I was shuffling these. Okay. So for this one, this is what you probably think of me right now. Is heartless. So brutal, unloving, very harsh. I say it how it is, and I'm sorry if this is how I'm coming across. I'm trying to get you to see that there is going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. It's very small right now, but you have to make the first steps and the first movements, the first baby steps in order for you to get there, okay? Egotistical came out, okay? So this is about self-centered, selfish. You feel like you're very selfish with what's going on because you are influencing those around you with what you are doing. So you gotta kind of have to step aside your ego, have that ego death going on, and bring out that inner child, bring out that playfulness back, bring playfulness back into your life, bring happiness back into your life. Do something like play games with your kids, like whether you have a board game or whether you have a soccer ball or whatever. Get your mind off of something. Have interaction with them by doing those sorts of activities to bring that joy back, bring that fun back, okay? You're having some narrow-mindedness too, okay? So this is about like you're very intolerant of some things that are going on, and you're very short-fused with certain things too. And it's very draining on you, and you're very depressed too. It's just all really dark cards. Like, look at the cards, man. So, again, I think you found a feather recently, too. Did you find a feather recently? So, this is about, it's very taxing and draining on you. But when you are going through this, and when you start kind of recognizing your triggers and start kind of removing yourself from things, it's going to be even more draining on you because you are activating something inside you to like, this is not my normal. I need to remove myself from it. So the depressing is about like, again, you're miserable, no purpose, unhappy, feeling like there's no hope kind of deal. Like, look at the imagery on this card, man. So again, you gotta try and pull yourself out of it. And I can only do so much, but it's you that has to do the work. If you feel comfortable rewatching this video, rewatch it as many times as you need, okay? Because this will be relevant until you get out of the funk that you are in, okay? Predator then came out. So this is about exploiting things. It's about taking over. It's about like stalking instincts. It's about like trying to hide from something else. Okay, so you have to try and again get out of this, all right? And everything's pointing to that. And then we have stubborn. You can be a little hard-headed. So headstrong, resistant to change, pig-headed, but you have to change. If you truly want change, you need to be the active ingredient to make the change, okay? That little spark needs to happen to get you to get going, okay? And you might become very defensive over this, okay? So you're going to be trying to justify and you're going to be opposing it because it's not your normal, okay? But you have to make that movement or else it's going to stay the way that it is. And again, only you can get out of this. Possibly professional help from another, but you're isolating yourself, okay? You're isolating yourself, and you feel defeated, you feel abandoned, you feel lonely, you feel like there's nobody on your side, nobody on your team. There is people on your team. Your kids are on your team. This is why I'm doing this reading. I'm on your team. You can make the active decision to get out of the funk that you're in, but you have to be the catalyst, okay? And I'm saying this with love. It's gonna take time. Be gentle on yourself. It's not gonna be perfect. Do the baby steps. Get that little momentum going and live in the here and now. We only have today, okay? We only have today. Do not try and worry about the future, okay? Future events that may never happen. Do not be concerned about the past. Learn from the past, move on from the past, leave the past in the past. You cannot change the past, okay? So here and now is all you have. Bring the fun back. Bring that inner child out to play. Put that ego aside. Have that ego death. Do not do shadow work, okay? That will trigger you even further. But bring that inner child out to play a little bit, and then try and do those baby steps to get your momentum going again, okay? And you might feel like this is exaggerated, this is unreal, this is unrealistic, because of the card that I just cut the deck with, but you have to be the catalyst to make it working, okay? And I know that you can. It's just a matter of you knowing that you can. So I really hope this has come across the way that I wanted to come across. And please be safe. Please reach out for help professionally if you haven't already. But I wish you all the best. And I hope this has helped even the slightest. But thank you again for trusting me. Take care of yourself.